Living in chaos, my life as a broke husband and father of 3. Part 2. To put more strain on the family, I lost my job when the company I worked for folded up and left the country. I am home full-time against what used to be the case when I worked and lived away from home. She has little respect for me but always wants to act like a fully submissive wife. My wife is very insensitive when upset that she says what she knows will not be cool to say only to regret saying it. For example, she overreacted with the young 18-year-old maid. The girl did something and wifey insulted her. The insult got to the girl that she replied for the very first time since 6 years she's been in our house. I didn't like what she said. My wife now turns around says that my silence means I am sleeping with the girl who vowed to keep the secret and rained curses on both of us. She once told me that I wanted to buy her child because I didn't come back on time with drugs for my sick son. She once told my mom the same thing when my son was admitted in hospital. It's like when her child falls sick, she loses her mind. For my past 2 jobless years, once my wife comes back from work, I get out of the house to hang out with friends. My drinking has increased and my exposure to waywardness has increased. The fact is, I am not totally immune to cheating on her, but I have very strong self-control which most times stops me short of doing it. I have friends who pay for hotel room, pay a girl to sleep with me, but I will say no thank you and head home only to meet her at the door, rain insults on me, then return to bed. I never sleep out but do come home late. We fight daily on account of coming home late, but in 99% of the time, it's just a harmless sitting of guys gisting till 12 midnight or 1 a.m. in a bar a stone throw from home. The fact that we fight daily means she cannot tolerate any behavior that she doesn't approve. This lack of tolerance means she is obsessed with controlling me, where I go, who I meet, what I eat or drink, and when I go or come home. I repeatedly told her she cannot control me, but no one can dissuade her from this. This led to a physical confrontation one night that I slapped her. Her father summoned me, and once he heard what I had to say, he blamed her. My parents are tired of her numerous reports. Her younger sister is tired of hearing our issues. The reason things are this bad is mainly my phone and the fact that she loses her senses whenever she sees any suggestive reason from my phone of an affair. These supposedly affairs are in 80% of the case real evidence of an affair, but 99% of the time, the actual affair never happened or I never even had any intention of having the affair all the way. The fact is that I am big-sized man and still manage to maintain my car, so the girls mostly assume I have plenty of money to spend. I know I don't, and I'm no player, so I just play for a while and drop them before or when they make the first demand. I don't even want the affair because I know the demands come after, so I just want to lay low. Some girls want to spend money on me. I don't like hotels or being in any place I cannot afford, so I stay away. Anything beyond beer and pea soup, I'm usually not interested. I hardly ever get drunk since I am self-conscious, which makes me the sober driver to most of my friends. Whenever I return and seem to have had enough to drink, my wife is waiting to insult me, saying all I do is spend my money on beer, pea soup, girls and fuel. I am jobless with exhausted savings, but she says these things when actually my friends pay my bills, buy fuel for me and do those stuff for us to hang out. The last deal that got me a 7-digit payout, which didn't last 3 months due to debts, I cleared mine, hers, my parents and her parents' debts in one shot. Paid my children's 3 times SCH fees and cleared 2 years old rent and stocked my house and my parents' store, but till today, she insults me that I spend the money on beer and women. Yes, I retaliated my friends some favors for constantly being there for me, especially financially, but not a kobo spent on any woman. She hates my friends, has refused to come out from the bedroom to welcome some of them if they showed up at home. The ones she like, they enjoy her cooking and sing her praises, but the ones she doesn't like are where she doesn't want them around. I like socializing and would not leave the opportunity of not collecting a beautiful girl's number. We may make several calls, chat, hang out, but it almost never gets to the bedroom before I bailed. If you ask my wife, I am a serial cheater. She has countless episodes of evidences from my phone or clothes, but never a real proof. She has seen lipstick, shadow powder on my shirts, what looks like cum on my boxers, WhatsApp messages where the entire gist will convince even a 5-year-old that I am having an affair. Yet, all these are categorically misleading with no harm done. However, that doesn't mean I have never done it. Yes, I have, a very few times when it was very convenient, but everything she always thinks she sees or is an evidence turns out to be nothing. I simply take a girl's number, lead her on for a week or two, then forget. This leaves evidence on my phone that oftentimes gets forgotten at the bottom of the contact list that my wife would dig out anytime I mistakenly leave my phone unlocked. This mistake happened last night when I let her watch a movie in my phone. I slept off, then she went on to search through my recent calls, contacts, WhatsApp, pictures, etc. Normally, she would copy out the female contacts, especially new ones and the ones she doesn't know. If she notices any reason to call one of them, she will call to threaten them. She even called my former boss' secretary's number, but she was lucky the call didn't link back to me. She is constantly watching me like a hawk hooked on prey. She accuses me of spending on girls, which by my standards is the last thing I do. I take my responsibilities very seriously. I will never spend a kobo that I know will fill a hole at the home front. I have contemplated divorce but cannot cause harm to my children. I am not asking for what to do about the situation. I know what I have to do is to endure, at least for the sake of my children. At this time, she also has to endure some of the times I do. I am not a womanizer, but I can't promise that once a while I will not have a fling. My only issue is that, whenever I actually have sex outside, I can't totally hide the fact at home because I totally lose interest in having sex with her. I had a thought, maybe my transgressions are the reason I am broke and can't seem to recover from the financial avalanche that has swept my life. My wife's attitude puts a bad taste in my mouth that I need external intervention to stay afloat. Meanwhile, she is the breadwinner now, so all I can do is to always be out of the house or lock myself in the room to get some peace and sanity in my mind. It is actually not a coincidence that when things became financially bad for me, my wife became a thorn in my flesh. Instead of regretting that I married her, I try to occupy my mind with thoughts of my beautiful children, and if it's not strong enough to put her off, I get a drink or a babe to help. Lastly, my wife is ignorant because she will not accept any reasonable explanation once she hears or sees me calling another girl dear, honey, sweetie, baby, or any endearing name. She is incomprehensive because even when she reports me to her parents, my parents or her sister, and they tell her how wrong she was, it seems the words enter one ear and come out of the other. I can't get her to understand basic and simple principles of life. She is only driven by emotions and physical evidence. Every other thing is bullshit. I am more concerned of my joblessness and my children's welfare than my wife's troubles that made my hair turn almost completely gray at 39. Below is the screenshot of what spooked her for this morning insult. This chat is last girl I dated before we married. Just an innocent chat of two separately married ex-boy and girlfriend checking up on each other. See the date on the chart, which was the last time. The second problem is a new female name in my contacts. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and follow our channel for more updates.